Hey everybody, so I'm going to start a short backstory on my life for all of you to get to know me. I will upload one of these videos every single Friday until we finish. It's probably only going to be about 4 or 5 parts. You figure I only have a 37 and a half years of life so far. So, although some of these will take a while to get through. Um, anyway, let's see. Where do I start? Well, let's see. I was born March 12th, 1988, to two questionable parents. Let's say that much. Um, Family's a hard thing for me at times. My grandparents have been amazing. They've always stood behind me, and I got to know my great grandma who lived down in L.A. and she was amazing. All three of them believe very firmly in family first. My great grandma was very staunch Roman Catholic, and she was my maternal great grandmother. And honestly, I got very lucky to get to know her. She passed away in 2016, which I call the year of hell. Or no, 2018, sorry. 2016 was different. That was still a difficult year at the end. But we'll get into that. Anyway, let's see, where else can I go with this? So, yeah, my parents were questionable. But I've been very lucky either way. I did have to be potty trained while in preschool at 2.5. Thank you, Eileen and Jill, for doing that for me. I've been very blessed with many of the people I've had in my life, and I won't deny that. Um, let's see. Then we go from preschool to kindergarten, and I don't remember that too well. So then what we do is we get into first grade because I remember that. And I had a teacher named Karen Cassidy. I was able to be the first student to ever type her name on a computer, and I typed it correctly. I also remember her having a small trampoline in the classroom, and it had her initials KC on it. This is taking me back because this was the early 90s, keep in mind. This was when we still had the very large floppy disks, and they were the Apple computers with the colorful Apple logo. So this was, I think, at the time when this computer came out, was before. Well, it was obviously before Jobs came back to Apple, because we're talking 1993, 94, I think, roughly about 90. So then second grade was interesting as well. I've had two teachers that year. We had a teacher named Sherry Baker, was a really good second grade teacher. She was my first second grade teacher. And then I got baptized on my 8th birthday, like I mentioned in another video. And, well, moved to Grand Forks, North Dakota to be with my mama. Now, my mama, not biologically my mama. She's my mama because she was my dad's second wife. And she was the best mother I've had, aside from my grandma. So, needless to say, going from that, going to Grand Forks was a trip. Let me tell you. We hit a blizzard, had to sleep in a McDonald's. And when we got to Forks, well, that was different too. My second grade teacher was oldest. I'll get up. Pretty sure she was in her 60s or 70s, and probably should have retired. I wasn't the only one to get her, though. My brother got her a year after I did. And neither of us liked her. I can say that. So then we go into third grade. And third grade, I had two teachers as well. Third grade was actually quite interesting, though. So I had another teacher when I was in Grand Forks. She was great. In fact, she helped me so much that it was funny. It's actually quite hilarious to think about now because this was 1997. So we're going quite way back still. We're 30-ish, right? About 30 years back now, I think. Scary to believe that. Wow. Um, 30 years, yeah. Okay, so then we were doing a brine shrimp thing. And of course, me being me, I'm an idiot blonde, if you can't tell. I had a moment of we were trying to do hangman in the classroom and figure out where the brine shrimp were from. And the teacher kept explaining to me that they came from where I was from. And I could not put my hand on it because I didn't think of the Great Salt Lake, you know? I'm an idiot. I was especially at that age. I did a lot of stupid things when I was young. I regret them. Anyway, I digress. So then we have the flood of 97. And my parents did not want to stay at an Air Force base. So what do? We evacuate Grand Forks and we come all the way back to Utah. My dad was doing a Cutlass Supreme at the time, a 78 Cutlass Supreme. And that was a nice car. It was black with a red interior. Loved that car. But how my parents did not kill us, because my dad drove straight through, only stopping for gas and food. So I don't get how my parents didn't kill us 4 kids, because 4 kids in the back seat of that car for a 20-hour drive, I don't know how they didn't kill us, because I'm sure we were fighting. After all, me and my brother loved to torture my sister, and our other brother. Anyway, we get here, we get back to Utah, and we live in my grandparents' fifth wheel up until the point when we're able to finally home. And that was interesting because there was no AC. I don't even think there were any proper ceiling fans, if I remember right. It was just the you roll the lid up and turn those fans on type thing in those. So, yeah, that was life while we were here in Utah. And I had another third grade teacher because we had to be refugees coming back to Utah. So we did that, and that teacher was awesome too. In fact, I stayed in touch with her until she left the elementary I was at. So there was that for us. Then we moved back home, and we find out when we get home that our apartment got the backup. We didn't get the Red River, we got the backup. The river actually stopped at the back tire of my mom's Mazda wagon. And can I just say that that car was the biggest pile of garbage that there was? It was a great car in the summer, but it did not want to start in the winter for whatever reason. I don't know why. So anyway, we moved to Minnesota. And we lived there up until, well, we had a rather interesting Christmas that year. Because my mom found a letter to my dad's high school girlfriend or whatever. Anyway, long before I was born. Anyway, she was, I think he was 20, no, yeah, about 20, I think, or so. He met her. No, it would have been before that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not going to even guess. 4 years old.